Good afternoon, Unlockers. My name is Michelle Beckett, and I'm one of the co-founders of ADHD Unlocked, alongside the wonderful Stephanie Camilleri. Hello, Steph. How are you today?
I'm very well, thanks, Mish. What about you? How's the week been?
Yes, this week has been one of the one of those weeks. I
Yeah.
had my second Pfizer vaccination last Thursday, it's brilliant, and I'm so grateful. Thank you, science. Thank you, NHS. But I've just been little bit tired, which is expected
Mm.
because my immune system is responding to the vaccine and producing antibodies, which means I'm a little tired. Got all sorts of other stuff going on. But we always have quite a bit going on, don't we, Steph, in our lives with ADHD, and our heads are completely full most of the time. And one of the things that is the casualty of that, and this is a great source of shame for me and pain for me and regret, and I suppose I would count it in the top three most debilitating things about my ADHD and the things that I would want to change about my ADHD and fix, is that I sometimes don't get back in touch with people, don't respond to messages to people that I miss and love daily. Friends that I've had for years and years and years don't respond to messages or think I've replied in my head. Then it'll be so long that I'm ashamed and then think they're angry with me because I haven't replied for ages, and I'll let friendships slip. And I really, really miss people and I love that connection. And yet I find it really, really difficult because I get stuck in that spiral of, oh God, I forgot to reply. Oh God, now they hate me. And then you kind of get frozen. But I'm not the only one, am I, Steph?
No, and we proved that this week in the community, didn't we? I mean, the members, this resonated with everyone. It's really difficult for so many reasons. ADHD traits, out of sight, out of mind, difficulties with kind of prioritization, planning, anxiety. A lot of us, mostly, we don't catch up and keep in touch with friends and family because of that anxiety. There's no time. You've got no capacity. And we talked just earlier about, one of the members mentioned, I think they talked about the bucket. It's like this a leaky bucket.
Yeah. And this is it. And some people talk about the spoon theory of having energy levels when you have, maybe a neurodiversity or another mental health problem. You only have so much energy. And if as usual with ADHD lives, we've got so much going on. We maybe have ADHD kids, we've got work, we've forgotten to do stuff, we're fighting fires all the time with, oh God, I forgot to do that email, oh God, I've forgotten to do this, oh God, this is happening, oh God, there's no bread, there's no milk. And it's just exhausting because we have to think so much harder than other people, our executive function, in terms of day-to-day life. And then sometimes we think, oh yeah, I really want to speak to my friend, but I'll wait till I've got the energy. I'll
Yeah.
wait till I'm feeling more bubbly because I don't want to bore them. I don't want to be a drain. I don't want to sound like a Dementor from Harry Potter because I'm so tired right now, and I don't want to have to explain all the rubbish that's been going on in my life and all of the difficult stuff, because I don't want to feel like I'm just really negative in their lives. I want to be a positive person in my friends' or family's life, and I don't want to be the person that keeps going, well, how are you? And you go, well, do you know, actually, things are really awful. And that's really, really difficult because when I do speak to my friends, I feel energized. And I
Yeah.
don't want to hurt my friends because I haven't been in touch with them. And I want them to know that I think about them on a daily basis and I love them and miss them. But yet, please don't think I don't care if I haven't been in touch. These are the reasons. And then the longer it goes, the worse it gets. And then I feel that shame and I feel, what am I going to say now? Because maybe you won't believe the reasons why I haven't been in touch. Or I did honestly think I'd replied in my head, which we often do, don't we, with a text message. It's really, really difficult, and it's a great source of shame and pain for me. And I think sometimes we want to connect with our friends, but we don't want to open the floodgates to tell them what's been going on because we might kind of just,
Yeah, I mean, a lot of ADHDers are avoiders, and they don't really check in with their emotions, don't maybe, find it really difficult when they are asked, and they have to, they're kind of forced to check in with those emotions. So that's one reason why some ADHDers avoid. But there's also the difficulty around ADHD families. In terms of keeping in touch with our ADHD families, we really need to have a lot in the tank a
yeah.
lot of the time with certain members. And we actually have to be able to hold the space and not get triggered, because there may be some members of the family that don't maybe understand ADHD very well, don't understand that they've got certain communication challenges and that they really are triggering you. So it's kind of on you to be able to hold that space. And often, I mean, how often do we have that type of capacity, Mish?
Not very often, because we're often so depleted with our ADHD and everything that's going on, which is why it's really, really important. We talk a lot at ADHD and lot, don't we, Steph, about topping up our tanks and making it a priority, you know, to keep hydrated, get your sleep, get your exercise, get outside, give yourself space. But that's often and we do acknowledge that that's not easy to do at times. And I've had one of those weeks where I've not been practicing what I preach, and you really can tell I haven't been outside as much as I should because I've been busy. And it starts to spiral, and then you start to notice it. But yeah,
Good friends. Yeah.
yeah, you're right, Steph. With families, you do need to have a perspective, and maybe prepare yourself. So there's certain tricks we can use, you know, the fly on the wall or the David Attenborough technique, where you kind of almost observing yourself and you're trying to keep calm, keep grounded, imagine your feet on the floor, that kind of thing, that can really, really help with those situations. But it's not easy, because often ADHD family members trigger each other, and you end up spiraling into an argument, and you think, how the hell did that happen? What went wrong there?
Yeah, and ADHD is a very good with association as well. So if that last conversation, you know, you definitely, that emotional memory, you remember that kind of pain or anger or resentment, and then that feeling of, I just don't want to, you know, I don't want to reach out, because you're remembering that, you know, the feeling that kind of, you know, was incited in you. So it's difficult.
Yeah. And rejection sensitivity plays a huge part in this. And we discussed at the members meeting on Wednesday, we really dug under the hood with the members about how sometimes we maybe don't get back in touch with people, friends or family, because if we're the last one to be in touch, we're not being rejected subconsciously. And we looked at how that might be an issue, because sometimes I think, oh, they haven't replied, but I do that to other people and I feel rejected. But if we're in control subconsciously, so being aware of that rejection sensitivity and all aspects of your ADHD and how that plays into why you're avoiding friends or family members or getting back in touch, or why you rabbit in headlights, I call it sometimes. It's like you're frozen.
Yeah.
That can really make a difference. But what we've suggested to members this week is that they do reach out and be honest and authentic about why they haven't been in touch. Go, look, this is how it is, and just how I've explained it now. And we've explained it now, Steph. We just go, look, this is what's going on. I do love you and miss you dearly. I really, you know, I think about you every day, but then this is what's stopping me. And I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It's part of my condition. And I think the more we explain to people that this is a core part of ADHD, actually.
Yeah, of course. And it's all about, you know, connection, particularly ADHDers. We need connection, and yet it's, you know, we really kind of deprive ourselves of it. You know, when it's actually something that's going to help once we're connecting with our friends. And what's life all about? You know, you're going to be happier, you're going to be more productive, it's just, yeah, it's something that needs to be prioritized. So again, it's about creating space, which we keep talking about, ADHD Unlocked, creating space and setting intention. And also what you were saying earlier, Mish, about communicating your ADHD, which you can only do when you've got that ADHD lens. You can only help other people see through that same lens if you understand, which is what we do at ADHD Unlocked. And you can see, can't you, with the members, Mish, our members are so much more now readily able to share, you know, their ADHD challenges with their family members and friends. Yeah, it's really enabling.
It's incredible. And this week, you know, people have been really sharing that this has really resonated, this topic really resonated with people, and people have been reaching out. One of our members in our Smash It session on Tuesday night, which is our Get It Done session, she basically replied to somebody who'd sent a text in November asking, how are you? And she replied on Tuesday night, and she said, look, I've been avoiding this. So you're not the only one, guys. This is really difficult. And related to this topic, is saying sorry, which we are doing next week. How often do you say sorry? Do you apologize just as a force of habit? Does the word sorry just come out of your mouth because you're always sorry because you feel you've always messed up? So sorry, 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 sorry. Or are you one of the ADHDers that never says sorry because you're afraid that if you admit any culpability, then that shame and blame will be completely engulfing, and that you don't want to look there, you don't want to open that box. So next week we're doing sorry, so please do join us. But if you want to sign up for our newsletter, go to adhdunlocked.co.uk, scroll to the bottom of the page, you can sign up there. But why not tell us about getting in touch with friends and family on this thread? Tell us about how you've got on. Tell us if you do have difficulties, what's the longest you've gone, what's happened and why. And just share, because what happens is that shame dies when it's shared in safe spaces. And this is what we're all about, ADHD Unlocked. So thank you so much, Steph. It's been a tough week. But yeah, we'll get there. So top up your tanks, everybody. And we will see you on Monday for Sorry, Sorry, Sorry. And have a great weekend, guys. And thank you very much for joining us. Thanks, Steph. Bye-bye.